Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. All right, friends, welcome back. Let's get right into today's events. Again, I am coming back to 214 of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. That is Te Lada Paritapa Pala Punya Punya Hetudvat. The idea that whether we take virtuous action or non-virtuous action, whether we take positive action, whether we take negative action, yields positive or negative. It yields pleasure or yields suffering. And those two words that we got from 14 were hlada, which is pleasure, and then the other one, which is suffering, which is paritapa. Now, these are the results that come from our actions. And this, again, is back to this idea of karma theory. Whether or not you believe in reincarnation or rebirth or death or all those things, I honestly don't know if I believe in any of that either. But cause and effect is pretty easy for me to see. When I think bad thoughts, when I do bad actions, I tend to get a bad effect. The result isn't positive. And so from a very positive standpoint, which is what I want to do, I want to cultivate more and more positivity in my life. I want to think about what are the things that I'm doing that are leading towards a negative response. And let's try and clean up the thinking that will lead to the action that generates this kind of karma or effect in my world or in my life. So yesterday we talked about 3 things that really help us manage our karma. We have to take responsibility. We have to live in a mindful manner. We need to think about what is it that we're doing. So mindfulness, the concept of mindfulness, and sometimes, it's been way overused in the last 10 years. So use whatever word you want, like become aware. Start to understand, to know, draw knowledge into your life, the knowledge of your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. And then finally, cultivate resilience overcoming your challenges. The challenges are part of the consequence probably of previous actions, but even if they're not, even if we don't understand them, by accepting both the pleasure or the discomfort or the intensity, doing it with equanimity. So this idea of cultivating that calm stillness, even in really intense moment, that's how we develop resilience, but that's also how we learn to not create more and more ill intent and ultimately poor consequence for our bad activity, a punya, non-virtuous approach. Let's think about what are some of the practices, because I was thinking about this last night, just this idea that, we have practices that we do, but these practices need to cultivate those things we just talked about, taking responsibility, living mindfully, and learning to overcome challenges. So what can we actually do? Well, you can cultivate a meditation practice, which, okay, I'm going to put together a little thing for all of us, and I'll do a little course on it. But this idea that meditation helps us develop some self-inquiry. It helps us develop some stillness. It helps us to develop an actual physical ability to sit in uncomfortable situations. This creates a resiliency in us. So it's this practice of meditation, it's this practice of silence that really can help drive new habits into our unconscious. So to me, cultivating a meditation practice is an important thing, or cultivating a sitting practice of just sitting and being silent, just for a few minutes even. But also, I want to talk about the idea of vairagya. Remember, this goes way back to the first season of the show where we're talking about abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa is practice. Vairagya, and this is chapter 1, verse 12, right? Abhyasa vairagyapyam tanirodha. By practice and non-attachment, that's how we gain the fruits of this yoga thing. Non-dependence, non-attachment, vairagya seems to go hand in hand with our expectations, doesn't it? If we have an expectation of a really high outcome, if we are really, really gripping onto some idea and we are obsessing about a certain outcome and we haven't learned to let go, then we're going to find that there's going to be times where we are all kinds of unhappy. And it's because we haven't cultivated some kind of balance between taking action and looking for results. Ultimately, powers beyond us give us the results, that natural law of cause and effect. So let me leave you with this thought. We can choose wisdom. We can choose compassion. We can choose to be mindful, even in difficult situations, even when we don't get what we want. That to me is spiritual alignment. All right, I think that's enough. Get into alignment, friends. Choose aligning with your deeper wisdom. All right, have a wonderful evening. I know I'm going to. Om. Peace out.